What up, what up, what up? Welcome back. We are back to Pete's Corner. We are finally back on our home station of BJ's.
Yep.
I'm your host, Peter Soprano, a.k.a. The Sports God. To my right, D-Money Drizzy Dre.
What's going on, people? Damn, another Sunday, man.
Yeah,
Week 8.
And it looks horrible outside, but you know what? That's probably going to affect some of the games, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We got to try to get these picks in because we know we're starting a little late today, but we want to get this in for people. So, let's jump right into it. What's your top pick for the week? Because you've been hot on the top picks, so let's get it right in.
So my top pick for the week, guys, I'm really, really comfortable with this. It's not my favorite game to watch. Well, at least for me it is because it is my team, but I'm going to go with Pittsburgh at home Monday night game against the Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh's a 14.5-point favorite. They're coming off of a bye week, and honestly, I love this game. I love this game. Not only does Pittsburgh play well on Mondays, but they're going up against a Miami team. Again, there's not a lot of science behind it. Mason Rudolph's coming back. Jalen Samuels coming back. James Washington's coming back. They're coming off of a very well-needed bye week, in my opinion, to get these injured players nice and healthy. Everybody's going to be back. They got the first half of their first half of the schedule was super hard. They went up against a 7-0 New England. They played San Fran. They played Seattle. They played Baltimore. And technically speaking, they covered all their spreads except the New England one. Now I'm going to ask you real quick. Do you think it'll be beneficial for Miami? Let's say if they did beat Pittsburgh, would it be beneficial for them?
It could be. They would be in trouble in terms of possibly losing number one pick if the Bengals were to go 0-16.
Is that what they're aiming for?
Yeah, they want the number one pick.
Okay.
They definitely want the number one pick. So that's the thing. They're going to tank to get the number one pick. However, if they were able to beat Pittsburgh, they have Pittsburgh pick, and who knows if Pittsburgh goes on a downtrend, all of a sudden they're going to have a top 5 pick. They're going to have two top 5 picks. So the question is, would you rather have the first pick and the 10th pick, or would you rather have maybe the second pick and the 5th pick? So it's a big difference, and you know what? No matter what, Miami's going to come out as game good in their eyes.
Exactly, and that's a very good point. But in my opinion, I think that Miami's not gonna take that risk. Yes, obviously beating Pittsburgh would be beneficial, but I think that they're on track right now. Look, we got the number one spot as of right now, and we still got a first-round pick from Pittsburgh, whether it's top 15 or whatever. It's still a first-round pick nonetheless. Honestly, guys, I love Pittsburgh in this game.
All right, so with that said, my top pick is going to be the Houston Texans -6.5 versus the Oakland Raiders. Now, the Raiders have been playing very good in first half.
Tough schedule, man.
They've been playing, remember they were most of their games this year, they've been within range of a touchdown or so in the first half.
And they've been on the road.
Second half, they die out. That's the thing. They just don't have enough talent overall to compete with these top teams. We saw they were close with Green Bay for a little bit, but Green Bay pulled away at the end. We've seen it numerous times with them this year. We saw it against it was a game earlier this year. I think it was either Chargers or Broncos. One of the games where they're always able to stay in it, but then they die off in the second half. I think this is going to go with that same type of similar trend. Houston, I think, will be probably within a touchdown up or field goal up at a half, and then I think they pull away in the second half. So I think they're going to be enough to win that game by 10 points. So my top pick is the Texans over the Raiders by 6.5.
Okay.
What's the second pick of the week?
My second pick of the week, I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. They're traveling to Atlanta to play the ATL Falcons. Honestly, I love this game, especially now with Matt Ryan out of the picture. I mean, look, even with Matt Ryan in the picture, they were banged up. They were playing horrendous, atrocious. Now with him out of the picture, you got Seattle coming off of a tough loss against Baltimore. I think this is a really big bounce-back win for them. I think they're going to come out and look good. And I mean, clearly, in my opinion, I think they're going to win by double digits.
All right. I'm actually going to go against you, one of your top pick, because I think that Miami is actually going to try harder this game because there's a win no matter what.
Okay.
So I think 14 points a lot for a team. And I know Pittsburgh may not be a typical 2-3 win team, but the point is I think that it's tough to give a team that has 3 wins more than a 2-touchdown spread.
No, of course.
Especially in the NFL where every team has talent. And we've seen upsets where last year we saw Buffalo Bills versus Minnesota. We saw Buffalo Bills upset Tennessee. We saw Tennessee upset New England. All 10-plus point spreads.
And actually,
all these teams have talent.
And now thinking about it, with Fitzpatrick in the picture, I think, Oh, and I'm talking about Minkah Fitzpatrick, guys. By the way, I'm not talking about Fitzmagic.
I was about to talk about Fitzmagic. The thing is with Fitzmagic is that he's very streaky. He can have a horrible game, but he has those games where out of nowhere he throws for like 3-4 touchdowns. You're like, what the hell?
Right.
Where's this coming from?
Absolutely.
And right at this point, right now, he's a better quarterback than Rosen. Rosen obviously may have the future, may have more ceiling, but right now Fitzpatrick is the person that is better for right now. So with them deciding to have him start this week, it almost kind of tells me, you know what, we actually can play this game. So
right.
I think between him, that'll help Devontae Parker, and that'll help all their wide receivers and Gesicki at tight end. I just think that this game is going to be close. I still think Pittsburgh will win the game, but I think it'll be more of a 7-10 point win instead of 14. And even if they won by 2 touchdowns, 14, that's why I said 3 scores is a lot in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to say that, all right, this team with 3 wins is going to win by 3 scores against anybody. So that's the problem I have.
The good thing about it being on a Monday night game, I would say people look at the line. If it drops down to 13.5 or something like that, take it. Personally, I say take it anyways at 14.5. I'm pretty comfortable with it, though. But honestly, Pete does make a really good point.
All right, so let's get to the upset picks.
Upset picks?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Philadelphia upsetting Buffalo Bills. So, again, I tweeted this early in the week. To me, there's a lot of deceiving records right now in the NFL. There's a lot of them. There's teams that are beating non-good teams. Let's take a look at the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Jets, Giants, Bengals. They lost to New England.
You better leave Bills Mafia alone. They're trying to jump you or something, throw you through a table.
And they did beat Tennessee, but Tennessee was obviously having some trouble.
They were tough against New England, though.
Yeah, no, they definitely.
They should have won that game.
They hung in there against New England again. But with that being said, if you're playing teams like Miami, Bengals, Giants, Jets, Tennessee, even though they're a great team, but when you got a guy like Mariota playing, yes, you should have the record they have. To me, this is a do-or-die situation for Philly, in my opinion. I think that this is make or break. They lose, in my opinion. If they lose this game, to me, their season's over. They're sitting at 3-4. Them sitting at 3-5 in a really, really tough NFC conference. I don't even know if they're looking at a wild card spot. In my opinion, they at least to me, I'm just going based off of that principle that Philly has to show me something. Bills are sitting good right now. Yeah. Philly not so good. They sit down to 3-5. Their season's over. Well, me personally, I'm going. Like to me, they got to win outright. They have to.
Well, the only reason I won't say that their season is over is because in conference, they're in a bad position, but but in division, they're only a game behind Dallas. So Dallas isn't that good. They're okay. They're an above average team, but Dallas isn't an elite team. So. And they do play Dallas again before the year is over, so that can make up that one game right there. So I think it's an important game for them, and that's why I looked at it. I do think that if I had to put a gun to my head right now, I would say Philadelphia's going to win that game. But I want to call it a do-or-die game for them because their division is tough, but it's not good. Like you're gonna have 2 easy wins versus the Redskins. You're gonna have 2 almost easy wins versus the Giants, and then you have the Cowboys where you can split 1-on-1 with. So
right.
they're gonna get their points no matter what. So that's what I would say about that. But with that said, even though the crowd didn't really like what I said, 2 easy wins against the Giants. But with that said, really, you really overthrew it there, and you overthrew that one too. Yo, I'm gonna sue the NFL for hitting me in the eye like that dude. All right, but with that said, my upset pick, and I've been about 500 with my upset picks this year, so I'm running pretty good with them. I'm going to go with the undefeated 49ers getting their first loss of the season as the Carolina Panthers come in there with Kyle Allen again and a super hot McCaffrey. I think they're going to finally be the team to put the first loss on the 49ers.
This is going to be a really good game.
I didn't like how the 49ers played yet last week. They won the game 9-0. We already know their defense.
It was raining, so I'll give them that.
Yeah, but that also helps out their defense. They have a good defense, and we knew that they should have won that game. I thought they were going to win it by more than 10. Their offense has just not impressed me right now. That's the biggest thing with them. And if you look at Carolina, they also have a good defense. So this is going to be a low-scoring game. I know the line was very low in the first, but I think it was like 40 or something like that. So the line was already low because they know it's 2 good defenses. And I actually think I have more confidence in the Carolina offense than the 49ers offense.
It was like 17-10, like 20-13 ran all over it.
Yeah, I could see a 17-13 type game. Like I don't see this game reaching 40 points. But the reason why I really like the Carolina to pull this upset is because their team is made for can play in all types of weather. It can play in all types of weather. It can play on the road. It can play when you can run the ball and play defense. You can win anywhere.
Right.
And their team is completely made for that. And I just think that Carolina's not getting the credit that they should for what they're doing. They have a very good team. So I'm going to go with Carolina Panthers to beat the San Francisco 49ers in that game. Even though I'm getting walked off like an orchestra, like I'm like fucking Grammys and shit. All right, so with that said, there was a fantasy question written in by David. Pretty much PPR league. Chubb, Ty Johnson from the Detroit Lions, Sony Michel, Latavius Murray from the Saints, and Jamison Crowder. Who would be like the top person and maybe the second person from that group?
In my opinion, I think number one, I would have to go with Latavius Murray.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, man. Who were the other ones?
Chubb, Ty Johnson, Sony Michel, and Crowder.
I'd probably say Ty Johnson.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I definitely think Ty Johnson, especially now. They're going up against the Giants, and to me, he did pretty well last week too. I like that. Yeah, Latavius Murray and Ty Johnson, in my opinion. What about you? What do you think?
Well, let me cross out a couple people first. I wouldn't go with Crowder because the Jets' offense is a little bit. Even though I do think in a couple weeks when they get an easy part of the schedule, when they play Miami, Washington, all those teams, they'll be able to throw the ball more. Against Jacksonville, I think they're going to have an in-between game. So I wouldn't really push it with Jamison Crowder right now. My top pick out of that group is going to be Chubb because Chubb has been solid all year. And in a game against New England where it's going to be a high-scoring game, in my opinion, even with the weather, I think it helps him out more because they're going to want to run the ball. And with him on the ground, he can also catch. I think that helps him out. So I think he's the top pick. For the second one, it's tough. I want to pick Michelle because they just use their running back so weird. It's hard to predict them. And in PPR, James White is their guy. Mm-hmm. So that leaves Johnson and Murray. Between those two, I just have a feeling that Ty Johnson is going to have a good game. I mean, we saw like Arizona's backup have a good game. So those type of games, you just try to play the matchups.
Could happen.
So and Murray's just going to be his last start. They got a chance to see him run last week. They may have gotten a little tape on him, so they may be able to try to combat him and make sure they stop him. Plus, Drew Brees is back this week, so I expect him to go back to more passing game.
Yeah.
So with that said, couple of things that happened this week really quick that for injury purposes. Matt Ryan is out, so make sure you take him out your lineup in all your lineups.
Or obviously, if you're in a 2 QB league, pick up the backup as well.
Also, Kamara is out. So like we talked about, Latavius Murray will be starting this place. That's a good start. Drew Brees will be starting this week. I personally don't think he should be because they have a bye week next week. I don't think he's 100%. So I think he probably should have rested this week. He has the bye week next week. He would have been 100%.
And Bridgewater's been doing really well.
Bridgewater's been undefeated.
Exactly. I mean, that is a very questionable decision on Sean.
Two teams that are very similar with that is you have them doing that with the Saints, and then you have Carolina Panthers doing that with Cam Newton. And Cam Newton is not going to be playing right now because Kyle Allen's playing well. So why would you break it up?
Disrupt that flow.
You have a good rhythm.
Exactly.
So with that said, we just wanted to give you guys a couple picks to try to help you guys win this week. We will be back at Bogies on Wednesday and pretty much go out there and win some money. And all the TVs just went out in here, so that'll tell you how bad the weather is today. That all the TVs went out. It's pouring outside. So
guys, stay safe, make a lot of money, subscribe.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy drivers out there. So yeah, like everything. Like everything. Subscribe to everything. Follow everything. We're on YouTube. We're on iHeart. We're on iTunes. We're on Spreaker. We're on Spotify. Everywhere. Just look up Two Dudes and a Mexican, and you can look up Pete's Corner, and we will catch you on Wednesday. Peace.